It's often only in the lies we refuse to speak that any truth can be heard at all. Not knowing you can't do something is sometimes all it takes to do it. Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. I ought to go upright and vital and speak the rude truth in all ways. Study the past if you want to define the future. Life is pain. Anyone who says otherwise is selling something. When truth is replaced by silence, the silence is a lie. A single death is a tragedy. 1,000,000 deaths is a statistic. Don't fast forward through life. You'll miss all the good stuff along the way. If you are far from the enemy, make him believe you are near. In order to change the world, you have to get your head together first. The big lesson in life, baby, is never be scared of anyone or anything. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. One half of the world cannot understand the pleasures of the other. So long as you fight the darkness, you stand in the light. Abundance is not the absence of scarcity. It is the presence of abundant mentality. We must live together as brothers or perish together as fools. Art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. Filter out the irrelevant noise. Focus on the objective. If you dare nothing, then when the day is over, nothing is all you will have gained. If everyone wants to be somebody, I want to be somebody else. Life is worth living when you have someone to share it with. Every team has its weakness, and every team has its strength. We say later, later, until later becomes too late, and all we can think of is if only. All men can see these tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved. Conformity to the present is invisibility to the future. I'd rather hear an ugly truth rather than an obscure lie. Sometimes we create our own heart breaks through expectation. Take care with the end as you do with the beginning. Let everything be allowed to do what it naturally does, so that its nature will be satisfied. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. Unless you enter the tiger's lair, you cannot get hold of the tiger's cubs. What cannot be said, above all, must not be silenced, but written. I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world. If it keeps you happy, keep it quiet. The spirit tower has its guardian, but unless it understands who its guardian is, it cannot be guarded. Politeness is the first thing people lose once they get the power. What you do is what matters, not what you think or say or plan. In the end, you have to choose whether or not to trust someone. The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials. All I do is lie, and that has made me immune to compliments. We are finite, in that we are a product and source of the infinite. You will never know how high you can climb until you reach the top. I saw a star. I reached for it. I missed, so I accepted the sky. Be like seeds. Do not see dirt thrown at you as your enemy, but as ground to grow. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. The line between disorder and order lies in logistics. Do it now. Sometimes later becomes never. Concern for man and his fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. Never forget this in the midst of your diagrams and equations. Hats have power. Hats can change you into someone else. The world is already full of critics. To stand out, be an encourager. The best way to cheer yourself is to cheer somebody else up. Remember that you are only alive now. This is the only moment you have. Embrace it. I finally figured out the only reason to be alive is to enjoy it. If tomorrow were never to come, it would not be worth living today. Remember, if you play small, you stay small. If they don't like you for being yourself, be yourself even more. When you change your thoughts, remember to also change your world. Doing nothing is better than being busy doing nothing. If you wish to be out front, then act as if you were behind. No one dies of fatal truths nowadays. There are too many antidotes. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. You don't put your life into your books, you find it there. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts. Think well. It's failure that gives you the proper perspective on success. Never say anything about yourself you don't want to come true. At times, even a 90% compatibility rate ends in a breakup. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. For a word to be spoken, there must be silence, before and after. Darkness ages faster than you'd think. It doesn't loiter on forever. They laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at them because they're all the same. Great wisdom is generous. Petty wisdom is contentious. Great speech is impassioned. Small speech cantankerous. No one from the outside can tell or show you what is in your heart. No persons are more frequently wrong than those who will not admit they are wrong. Between living and dreaming, there is a third thing. Guess it. Those who are willing to be vulnerable move among mysteries. It is the certainty that they possess the truth that makes men cruel. Some use drugs to silence the pain. Others use them to feel the pain they silenced. One who has few must prepare against the enemy. One who has many makes the enemy prepare against him. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. Dream as if you will live forever. Live as if you will die today. The only way you can know where the line is if you cross it. There is no wealth like knowledge, no poverty like ignorance. Everything in life is speaking in spite of its apparent silence. We can't avoid reasoning, we can only avoid doing it well. It would be so nice if something made sense for a change. Stay quiet about your goals. Soon your results will do all the talking. All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think. If you know both yourself and your enemy, you can win 100 battles without a single loss. The consequences of every act are included in the act itself. We have to speak the truth always, at any cost, and no matter what. The tragedy of life is what dies inside a man while he lives. I have given my word that only death will take me from you. Challenges in life can either enrich you or poison you. You are the one who decides. The distance between insanity and genius is measured only by success. In business, professionalism is not a tactic but a moral value. It is better for the heart to break than not to break. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Truth is a straight line you sometimes need to curve. You should know that by now. It's important in life. If you don't give a shit, it can help you a lot.